take a listen and let your inner artist play, creating your dreams step by step every day. If you're feeling lost and don't know what to do, always remember that you can pivot to the artist pivot. The artist pivot. Hello and welcome to the first episode of season 8 of the Artist Pivot podcast. Hello to everyone who has been listening to the pod and to those just joining in. Happy to have you here. A couple of housekeeping things before we get to our guest today. If you want to stay up to date with all the things happening with the podcast, you can sign up for the monthly newsletter at ayanabay.com/podcast. And yes, I only send a newsletter once a month. You can also support the show by leaving a 5-star review and commenting in whatever podcast player you are listening to this on, and by following the podcast on Instagram. The handle is @theartistpivot. Last, but certainly not least, you can show the world you love this podcast by purchasing merch at ayanabay.com/podcast. I am an independent podcaster, so thank you for all of your support in the many ways it comes in. Now, to kick off season 8, we have life and embodiment coach, singer, writer, and host of the Voice of You podcast, Molly Noerenberg. Our conversation explores finding stable ground in unstable circumstances, trusting your desires, and honoring your unique journey by moving beyond all or nothing thinking. Here's our conversation. Enjoy. All right, y'all. So on today's episode, I am very, very excited to say that joining me, I have the one and only life and embodiment coach, singer, writer, and host of the Voice of You podcast, Molly Noerenberg. Hello, Molly. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you? I'm so happy to be here.
I'm good. And I'm excited to have you here. And y'all, on this day of recording that we're doing, it is about 1,000,000 degrees outside here in New Jersey, but we are making it today.
Oh, we're making it happen. They canceled school. It's like, it is so hot, but we're so thrilled to be here.
Mm-hmm, we are. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions just to start. I'm mixing it up this season. So the two questions that I want to start with are, one, are you drinking enough water? Like, I know it's hot, but like in general, are you drinking enough water? And then two, what's been bringing you joy lately?
Such good questions. I will show you that I'm currently double fisting water.
Oh, yes. Double fist. We got a glass and a
glass
bottle.
And a big old Yeti full of water. I am drinking a lot of water and a lot of coffee, if I'm being honest.
Fair.
But like balancing out with the water. Yes. So 100% have to. Can't handle the heat without it. And what is bringing me joy right now? I'm obsessed with this park that's near my house, and I just looked outside and there's this amazing tree next to my house, which is reminding me of, there's this like beautiful forest that I just keep discovering these like little paths off of this main. I used to take this walk, like that was one route, and I just keep finding these little like twists and turns that I never knew were there. And it feels like I'm just entering this like magical land, and I'm in like my little girl in the forest era.
Oh, I love that. Come on, little girl in the forest era.
Right?
Yes.
I'm like, it's so fun. And it's like, oh, it's just right there for us.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
why
right
not?
There. Why not? I love that. Like little I love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really fun. It's really nice and very grounding.
And very much, I'm in nature. I'm here. I'm exploring, right? Your curiosity is kicking in and you're just like,
totally.
Let's literally see what's around the bend.
See, literally, I sing just around the river bend like every time I'm back there, because I'm like, I look once more. I'm like, come on, let's go.
I love that so much.
I know you get it. I'm like, I know you know.
Oh, I do know. There's a park near my house too, and I love when I do go there that because there's a playground, children a lot of times will use chalk on the pathway, like around the park. So there's been times there's been like hopscotches, and I've done the hopscotch. Like I'll
Yes.
stop my run and do the hopscotch and then start running again.
Oh my
Like
God.
like
So good.
so good. Or like the one, what's the last time? I think I went on a walk last week. Literally, I was like, I don't know what child wrote this, but thank you. It literally said, "You got this." Like they wrote, "You got this."
You're like,
I was
thank
like,
you. I
thank
do.
you. I do got this.
You are right. And I needed to see that. You're
Yes.
right. Oh my God. I
Yes.
love signs like that just like appear. You're like, that was for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was
my
for
God.
me. So
So
I do
good.
like that about that park, because there's always like something new waiting on the pavement, whether it's like
Yeah.
scribbles, right, or the hopscotch, or the
Oh my God.
affirmation, "You got this,"
Yeah.
right?
You're like, thank you. All the things I could
Thank you.
play. I could be inspired. Yes.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
so good.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yes, I love that. Thank
Yeah.
you
A
for
little bit of
sharing.
joy.
A little bit
Yeah.
of joy, because honey, we need a lot of it right now.
I know. Don't we?
Like,
We all need more of it.
we
I know.
all need
It's
more of
such a
it.
good question to start with, too.
Yes. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. So y'all, I'm excited to talk to Molly today because you have made some pivots in your life,
I sure have.
and you have been very thorough with sharing with me, right? Like, it's not easy. I
Yep.
made them, but y'all, there was some tears, there was some nights up, there was some grief. There might have been a temper tantrum here and there.
Absolutely.
But I made it through and I pivoted,
Yeah.
right? And you can start wherever you want to, right? Because I'm going to ask you, like, where did your artistic career start? Because I think we're all creatives, right? We're
Yep.
born creative. We're born, children play, right? We make up things. But I think as time progresses and people listen to the adults around them, I did not. My parents did not want me to go into theater, and I went, not listening to you. So for those of us who didn't listen and made it the arts our
Yep.
careers, where did you start, right? And then when was that first pivot that kind of like, whether it was voluntary or involuntary, right? Where was that first one that you feel like you had to sit with yourself and go, self, we got to make a change?
Yeah. Yeah. Such a good question. So I, like you said, grew up loving all of the creative art forms, sing, dance, drawing, writing, like all the things. But I definitely picked a lane in high school and fully went into singer world and have my undergraduate from Carnegie Mellon in classical voice, and then went to NYU for my for master's in musical theater voice. And then I traveled with different performances, shows, and performed in the city. And like all throughout that time, it was like almost unilaterally focused that I would perform, and I would perform on stage, and that was it. And that was like the thing for me. And once I was out of school and trying to also like provide for myself, have rent, do things that bring me alive, also balancing that with auditioning and performing and the opportunities and money, it became really clear that, and I didn't have the language for it at the time, but it was like, this is asking a lot more of me than it's necessarily giving me at that time. And I wish I had had the language for it, and I wish I had understood it more clearly in those terms back then, because I probably wouldn't have felt like it was such a death. But I made the decision at one point, and I think I emailed you this. I called my parents and I basically like professed that I was done auditioning because it was so painful to keep going back and to keep doing that, and to like have a part-time job that they knew you have to explain, and like the coming and going. And there was just like a lot of, as so many listeners here I know relate to, and the early mornings and the jobs that keep you up late, and just like there didn't feel like there was much room for the human who was making my art. And I felt like I really had to make a decision, which now I'm like, I know pretty clearly that if I'm in all or nothing thinking at this stage, I'm actually just in like a fight or flight response. But back then it felt like I either have to be an artist, or I have to take care of my student loans and all of these things that a good adult, quote unquote, would do. And so it felt like I need to stop anything that is that artistic lane
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
only and
Mm-hmm.
pursue what might be like a reasonable, sensible career.
Mm-hmm.
And like simultaneously, the whole time that I was planning to perform, I also knew I wanted to teach.
Yeah.
So it was like at some point in my life, I know I will also teach. And so it made sense in that process that the thing that would make me money in addition to, part-time jobs that I had was to start a voice studio and to
Okay.
teach singing. And so that sort of like became a pivot, but it came out of a very it felt very dramatic, like dark night of the soul. Like, I guess
Mm-hmm.
I just am not good enough. I guess I can't pursue this. I guess I'm not as tough as you're supposed to be, like all the things. And it really
Mm-hmm.
became like a personal characterization that I felt like on myself. Like, well, I
Mm-hmm.
guess I'm just not up to that. And at least I also love this other thing. So I can teach and share, and that'll be good. And it genuinely was good,
Yeah.
but it felt like a real death to
Mm-hmm.
walk away from that, which probably in hindsight should have been an indication that I didn't need to close the
Close
door
it.
completely, right?
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
felt like I had to, or else I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't figure out like how I could balance all of the things that were me
Right.
inside that chapter.
Right. 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 No, that
So
makes
that was the
sense.
first big pivot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay,
Yeah.
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 And so then I went on and I taught voice, and I taught by myself for a little while. And then a friend that I went to NYU with,
Mm-hmm.
we actually were like, instead of us running this by ourselves and both running businesses on our own, why don't we join forces? And we started the NYC Vocal Studio,
Mm-hmm.
which still exists to this day. It's amazing. But we started it together and ran that together for 11 years,
Okay.
which was great.
Yeah.
And in that time, I also got invited back to teach voice at NYU. And so I taught there for a decade,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved it. And it was like both of those were also very soul fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
And yet there was like this call from inside that was like, even in teaching voice, there's something that's like, for me, what was missing is that the sole focus when you teach voice and when you're in like, especially in a conservatory program, is the pedagogy and the science of the
Mm-hmm.
voice, which I
Mm-hmm.
really value and is very important. And also very little emphasis on the person
Yeah.
and the experiences and their life and how that might impact. And now it's really cool if you look around, there's a lot of people talking about like how, who you are and what you've lived through and your nervous system and your body are going to have a big impact on what you create.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, not a lot of people were talking about it. They were like, voice lessons are not therapy. Like that line was said like over and over again. Voice lessons are not therapy. Don't think that you should be talking to your students about things that are outside of the lane of singing. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm over there like, I think if we're not talking about the things that make you a person, first of all, what the heck are you singing about?
Right.
And then also like, you're not going to do anywhere near the level of work that you could do if you're not allowed to be a human inside your creative process.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
inside of that, I made another pivot where
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, what could I do? And several members of my family are therapists, and I knew I could go that route. But I was like really drawn to the life coaching, like sort of like taking someone in their current state, looking at where they want to be, really building the path. Like it felt a little different to me. And so I went back and got some certification in that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and also in embodiment in a process and really connecting with your body and the wisdom of your body
Okay.
to then express who you are and what you're here to do.
Yeah.
But inside of that, leaving teaching voice in that capacity was also a big death feeling, right? Because it was like, or not, that one was like less of a death and more of what felt like a true pivot. It
Okay.
was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we're taking the wisdom of this, but also like, I know more now.
Mm-hmm.
And I know more about myself. Like, I know what my lane is. Like, I could do a 5-note scale for the rest of time, but like, is that where I come alive? Like, I'm from, my family is from Ireland, like the lineage of my family.
Yeah.
And in Celtic spirituality, there's a saying where they, not a saying, but they call a class of people like seers.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think of myself as a seer. Like if someone comes in and they're sharing a story, it's like there's like other parts of me that get engaged and feel like receptive to, and I'm tuned in.
Yeah.
And that seeing, if I could only look through one tiny lens,
Mm-hmm.
felt like I was cutting off like so much of what I could actually bring to my life and to other people's lives.
Right.
And so I was like, well, I got to listen to that too, I guess. And so we're going to pivot and really make that the focus. So that was another pretty big creative pivot that I moved through.
That you moved. Yes. Heard. Okay. I've comments and then a question.
Yeah.
So like, first, I'm going to take it back to like the thinking that you had of like, it's either all or nothing, right? Unfortunately, and this is I'm speaking from my perspective, this is what we are taught in this world, right? In late stage capitalism, in a place of like, people have to follow this method to success, right?
Yep.
It's either all or nothing. And I'm like, that's so untrue. It's very toxic. And it's very like, but you're a human being who has so much to offer that how could it be all or nothing, even if you chose a more traditional path? It's still not all or nothing.
Right.
Like, somebody make it make sense.
Yeah. And also it's like, so what are the choices? Like, you can succeed as an actor or a singer and therefore like don't go to any family weddings, or don't like be involved in, don't have enough money to pay your rent, or don't worry when the student loan company is calling you, or like, it's like, why would you have to choose one or the other? But there really was not, or I didn't really experience a lot of a nuanced conversation around how you could build a life around
agreed,
taking care of those needs and your creative needs.
Absolutely. I only turned the corner on like, wait a minute, I'm a human first. Maybe about 10 years ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Like, so that means that was 10 years of not, and then 10 years now of like in this career, like, oh, wait a minute, Ayana, wait a minute. Because I've missed so many weddings and anniversaries and this and that, because I have to be ready for what if I get an audition? What if I get a booking? What if I did like, okay. And so then you ask for the day off.
Yeah.
Or you don't take the contract.
Or you miss that one. And there's another one like that. Also the feeling that if you don't take that exact one, that's the only one that was going to come for you. And then you won't be able to.
Correct.
No other ships coming in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But that goes to scarcity mindset, right?
Exactly.
Which again, our industry creates.
Totally.
And I'm not like they're very much in this moment of time, there is a reduction in jobs. Yes. However, that scarcity mindset is that's not helping anybody.
Right.
And it's just,
There's like the circumstance of scarcity, and then there's the feeling of scarcity.
Yes.
And they're two different things, but they're both very closely related, and we think they're all the same. And it's like, you can feel perfectly whole, or like strive to feel the wholeness and the like groundedness and connectedness to yourself, and acknowledge, there are less jobs.
Correct.
Right. Like that can be almost like neutral, even though it is also upsetting.
Right. Yes. Neutral, or the duality, right? The duality, I like to say that we live in every moment, right? Like you're saying, I'm grounded, I'm at peace, I'm here. But also, there is a reduction in jobs.
I'm aware. I'm not bypassing what's also real here.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And that also leads me to a comment you made about like voice teachers not being therapists.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you, I had a voice teacher that love her. We were going through some song and she just was like, stop. She was like, Ayana, I don't know what you're grieving, but you need to let it go. I don't know. She's like, I don't want to know. I don't need to know, but you need to let it go. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Like, she was not like, because I couldn't, like, I wasn't doing, she was, okay, release here, release that, try this, and then she was just like, stop.
Yeah. How did you feel about that?
I started crying.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess, like, I didn't, like, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then
because it's so shaming for like just being it's like, okay, so I am grieving something.
Yeah.
Now what? Like, sure, your therapist is your therapist and your voice teacher is your voice teacher. But if you don't have tools to actually, it's like using the voice in any capacity and creativity, but specifically the voice, like tap something so deep and personal and human and unlocks, unlike almost any other tool that we have.
Yes.
So then if you don't have the tools as the space holder to actually hold room for someone's actual genuine emotion, not that you have to be their therapist.
Right.
But if you could actually hold space for like what comes up is welcome or is okay or is not, like, doesn't need to be put in a box. It's like, how many people, I hear of a lot of people that come to me now for coaching that are like, well, I don't feel like I can sing because like there's like the human me,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the me that's like has to perform at a very high technical level, and
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how to bring those two together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a real problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yes, yes, it is. And like understanding that, right? Like you said, the human and, oh, but I have to perform at a very high level. But like, if I am grieving something, that's going to show up in my voice and in the way I sing and in the way I present myself and my presence on stage, right? And like,
Yeah.
even with that, and like my voice teacher, she was very like, she held space with me like
Yeah,
after, like
yeah.
I cut out the whole, she was like, see you later. No, that was like 20,
Yeah.
20 minutes after she said that. But she was
Yeah.
just like, okay, we got to sit with this. Like, she's like, and you
Yeah.
don't have to tell me. She's like, I'm not,
Right.
I'm observing something, and I think this
There's
is why
something.
I'm giving you things to work on, and it's not clicking right now. And I think
Totally.
it's like I could see it in your eyes.
Yeah. Which is actually like what led me to go into the coaching
Mm-hmm.
side, because there were so many times that I was like, we could talk about your soft palate all day long. And that is that's a helpful tool,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is that you are going through a breakup right now and you feel totally shut down and rejected and you're afraid of trying something new. Like, there is a direct connection between what you're experiencing in your life and then how free and open you feel to try new things or explore new sounds, or just like for your body to feel open. Like, it makes sense if your body feels a little tight when you're experiencing something hard that you either recognize or don't recognize. Like, you might not even know, right? It might just be like a low level, life is hard. And then we're like, oh, that's interesting. It's really hard for my body to feel free and open.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. That, and it makes a lot of sense, but we are not taught that.
Yeah.
Right? We're not. Again, I'd probably say I started, honestly, maybe about 5 years ago. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Your body keeps score, Ayana.
That's
like,
right.
It tells you before anything else happens.
That's right.
But yet, right, there's this disconnect of like, I'm the performer and I'm the human, and they're supposed to be different, when in actuality, they're literally intertwined.
They're literally the same. And there's a way, which is why I love doing the work I do now, for them to have a conversation where it actually like flows effortlessly and you don't have to be siloed into these different roles. It's like the wisdom that's coming from your body when something feels tense, let's say financially, is also creating the tension when you're trying to, make the sound. And if we actually treat it in one holistic way, you don't have to solve 25 problems. Right. It's like we actually then are just listening to the tension and being like, okay, what's that trying to tell me?
Yes.
How can I move with that tension instead of thinking of it as like, a different problem for a different container? It's like, no, it belongs here because it's affected by everything here.
Right. And would you say that like in your coaching, you have experience that's when people are able to like pivot, or like, oh, the light bulb clicks on when you're like, y'all, we only had to solve this one problem because we opened the door that showed you that everything was connected?
Totally. Yeah. So a lot of my one avenue of what I do in my coaching is that I teach this embodiment practice, which is basically a moving meditation set to music.
Okay.
And it's basically designed to give us language to connect to the wisdom of our body by moving our body instead of like thinking about. Because so much of like the language around embodiment these days is still like, and then tell me in words what feeling you're feeling. And it's like, cool, but that's still your brain. That's not actually like what your body, like if your body wants to move a certain energy or that kind of thing. And so if we like really connect into the body as being the truth teller, the wisdom, like the part that's telling you everything that hurts or everything you desire, it's not like there's nothing separate. Like there are not separate lanes. Your body will tell you instantly, like, I feel tired right now and I need to rest, right? Like, or I feel this explosive energy and I want to let it out. If we're using the body as basically like the central source of information, every single thing we do runs through your body. So there is nothing that is separate. So if you're trying to put, the words of a script into your body, if it doesn't come through the lens of your body, if we're not also bringing into the wisdom of like, I feel tired today, or I feel excited, or I feel energized, then there's always going to be a little bit of like a fake or like a put on version, versus if we can just really tap in and honor how our bodies actually feel on any given day at any given moment without shaming ourselves for how we feel.
Yes.
then we can actually basically do anything. It's like you can notice your body if you're in a conversation with your husband. You can notice your body if you're preparing sides. You can notice your body if you're like in the drop-off line for your kid, right? Like if your body is the central point of information as opposed to like every different facet of your life, it's so much quicker to kind of like solve problems. And not that everything has to be fast, but it's like to understand at least what's going on and what's real. And then you can address what's real as long as we do it as best we can without shaming ourselves.
that part.
Yeah.
It's the shaming ourselves, right? That it's like,
yeah.
Again, you're a human being, so why you don't need to shame yourself for feeling this way or having this feeling, or oh, my chest just got tight thinking about that. Actually, you should observe that. Why did your chest just get tight?
Yeah. What happened? What shifted? And so often it's like when we sometimes first start asking questions, people will then jump into like, well, like there's a lot of story around it.
Explanation. We got to explain it. We got to over-explain ourselves.
It's like, you actually don't have to litigate this. Like your chest got tight. That's all we want to know.
That's it. That's it.
Yes. Yeah. So if your chest got tight, what do you need? Right? It's like, it's a much simpler conversation versus needing to know like the whole narrative of every, last little bit of it. And when you kind of address the feelings, there's so many bigger ripples throughout like, historically in your life. And then also what else you're trying to create moving forward.
Right. That's fair. And like with that, I feel like as artists, we're always trying to create something, right? Whether it's for ourselves, whether it's for outward consumption, no matter what it is. But with that, like, I think we start to then measure ourselves, like our success of said thing that we create by outside standards or other people's lenses, which I'm also like, but we have different lenses, so why am I trying to make my success from your lens? Or like, but that's a whole nother
right. I was like, we could open that one up.
We could open that one up right up. And then I'm like, other people's standards, but they made up those standards. Why can't I make up my own?
Yeah.
Like wait a minute. Like what? But the question I am getting to is, you noted for me that like you used to have a definition of success that was very unhelpful and like skewed a bit.
Yeah.
And you then kind of changed it to like you wanted to create a life that was sustainable, meaningful, and aligned with who you were. So like, how did you go about changing the lens, right? Like change, because you have to kind of change the view before you can head down the road, right? Like I can't head down this road unless I turn the headlights on. So like, when was that moment of like, I have to change the bulb to turn these lights on?
Yeah, totally. So I think in some part there was wisdom in my pausing some of my creative pursuits to come back to myself.
Heard. Okay.
So I feel like a big piece of what shifted is that I really just prioritized my own healing and understanding of myself, and really getting to the heart of like, why does this feel hard? Like, why do things feel heavy? Why do I feel like, for me personally, like I have to take care of everyone else before I take care of myself? Like big fawn response, And really the like tuning into myself. First of all, it's like, I think this is always the way. It's like what's personal is universal. So it's like every time I would sort of like have an awareness for myself, I would look around and be like, oh, I can see I'm not alone in that, right? Like, oh, that's interesting. And the more I'm trying to think like when exactly this shifted, I will say like my embodiment practice, my body started teaching me that basically my creativity is an energy that runs through my body, not a finite line on my resume.
Yes.
So it's like, if I'm in creative energy, that to me is success. And the more I've like tended to myself and taken care of myself, the more my creative energy has actually like exploded. And if I had told my 22-year-old self that, like, first of all, I'm like leading classes every week where we dance to really awesome music, and it's like, but it's done in a way that lets you express your actual emotions. And I'm singing more than I was then. And I'm recording an album with a like famous cellist right now who's a dear friend. And I'm writing a children's book. And I'm like doing all these things that if you had told me at 22, I'd be like, but it's not
But it's
that
not
specific
this.
thing we said we were gonna do, so
Mm-hmm.
therefore, like, did we fail?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like I have never felt more creative, but it's I think because of the, like, tending to my actual self and answering
Yes.
also the parts of me that, like, the pains in my body or the excitements or the curiosities,
Yeah.
and that actually, like, tending to that gives me permission to follow those threads
Mm-hmm.
and then more
Mm-hmm.
and it's like not every season is a creative, summer,
No.
but this one is. And it's like
Yeah.
it feels really good to arrive in a place where I'm like, I actually want to make all this stuff. And I've also tended to a lot of things that just like needed my attention too. And one last thing I'll say is like I've shifted my perspective, which is that like there have I would say in the last 5 years, there were a lot of seasons I went through some, like, personal things that meant I wasn't, quote, unquote, "creating" in the
Mm-hmm.
way that, like, if I ran into you on Ninth Avenue, it would be, like, validated as something
That you
like, we
were.
can say, "This is it from the industry," you know?
Mm-hmm.
But also, I was, like, moving through initiations and heartbreaks and
Mm-hmm.
challenges and resilience that if I hadn't have moved through them with, like, my whole body and my whole heart,
Mm-hmm.
I would not have access to all those colors and all of those pieces that I actually want to express now. And
Yeah.
so I also think it's like there's seasons that are not outwardly like creative,
Correct.
you're not like expressing creatively, but they are also very much artistic and creative seasons because you as a human being allowed to have the full spectrum of all the feelings and everything that, you are here to do
Mm-hmm.
at some point, should you so choose, can be used for whatever else it is that you want to make.
Right.
And it's not our job to decide like what those seasons are.
It's not.
It's sort of like to follow what is in front of us and actually live fully in that moment instead of, if I had been like, well, I had thyroid cancer a few
Mm-hmm.
years ago and it was
Mm-hmm.
very scary because it was like, in my throat
Right.
and I
Right. You're
had to
like,
have surgery
my
where like the
voice.
nerve
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
innervates through the larynx also does that. And it was all these things. And if I had said like, but no, what I'm supposed to do in every season of my life is I'm supposed to create exactly the right thing. And if I'm not, then I'm not creative and I'm not doing it's like
Mm-hmm.
we could shame ourselves and beat ourselves up for that. Or we could say like, no, your job is to be in the season you're in.
Yes.
And sometimes it's going to look like very outwardly exciting and everyone's going to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it'll
Mm-hmm.
look like you're going inward and you probably are, but also that is very valuable too.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like just starting to really, especially over these last 5 years, like follow those seasons in myself so that
Mm-hmm.
when I am feeling excited and inspired and wanting to create, it's like I'm also like, great, we've built the capacity for hard things in
Mm-hmm.
other ways.
Mm-hmm.
So we can also hold the capacity to create as much as I want now. And
Right.
then we'll see if that starts to shift or if there's a pivot or if there's something else coming.
Yeah.
Like we'll follow that thread too.
Yes. I love that. I love that. And
Yeah.
it's okay. So like you said, you're having realizations and you're like, "Oh, other people are kind of having it around me too." I
Yeah.
will say I think that at least the artists that I'm around are having that realization as well too of like I love how you put it like it's your job to be in the season you're in, whether
Yeah.
it's more inward or it could be outward, right?
Yeah.
But I think the needing less, requiring less, and also understanding that actually has no value of outside validation is so freeing and rewarding because it's always like, well, what are you doing? What's happening? What are you and if you're just like, I'm living. That's my
Yeah.
answer sometimes to people now. And they're taken
Yeah.
back. I'm like, oh, I'm living.
I love that. It's like, what else are we here to do? That is
Correct.
the whole job. That's exactly what we're supposed to do. And it's like, I think we got sold a bill of goods that like an artistic life has to be something other than
Uh-huh.
living your life. And
Mm-hmm.
then if you so choose, making something from it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you choose. And if you don't, living is a beautiful choice.
Correct. Living is an amazing choice.
Yeah.
And like it's I was having a conversation the other day with a fellow she was a dancer, used to be a dancer, is now kind of pivoting herself because she's just like, this is not sustainable.
Yeah.
Right, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I said, I am trying to find, and I'm actually going to take something that you wrote down, trying to
good.
find something like stable ground
Yeah.
inside unstable circumstances because
Yeah.
the industry has been And if they keep going this way, will forever be unstable
Yep.
circumstances.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so trying to find for myself like stable ground in the fact that I still want to perform. I still want to. So my, pathway, I'm like, how do I produce for myself?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's going to take a lot of capital. It's not impossible, but I have to start thinking of like, okay, the producer mindset more than the creator mindset in this moment.
Yeah,
so that
totally.
I can like get the money to
Yep.
produce my own things.
Yep.
But then she was saying, she's like, Ayana, I don't feel that way. She's like, I want someone to come put it on me. I want to be the vessel that someone uses.
Yep.
I don't have the desire. She's like, because that's a lot of work. I said, it is. I've produced a cabaret and it was a lot of work. And after it was like, I'm never doing that ever again. And now I'm 2 years out and I'm like, okay, I think I could do it again.
Like, maybe we're coming back.
I think we're coming back to that. I think I could do that. I could do that again.
Yeah.
But I found it so interesting that she was just like, I love that for you, but I have to pivot out of this because I don't have that desire. I want to be the instrument someone uses as a dancer, but I don't want to make it myself. So now I'm trying to find my stable ground, right? And I just found that very and I was like, thank you for sharing that with me, right? And being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And like interesting that like we all have different like ways of going about it and pivoting and trying to find our stable ground.
Totally. And I think like the most beautiful thing I heard you say out of this too is like trusting your individual desire.
Yes.
Because it's like there's a fire or a spark inside of you that says like, I really want to do this. And and I have this idea that might mean producing and that's going to look like this. But like trusting that and not having it have to mean something that your friend has a different perspective and it's like, and both of those are beautiful choices.
Yes.
And they come from each of your own knowing, right? So it's like, how could it be wrong?
Correct.
And just like trusting that and letting that be like full stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That is so cool.
Yes. Yeah. It was very cool.
Yeah.
And just sitting in that, right? Like it's like everybody's desire is different. And trusting that. But again, it brings me back to the world that we're living in of like we're kind of all supposed to do the same path or the same like I don't understand. I've always questioned this. How did God, the universe, the creator, the source, whatever you believe in, make us all so different, but yet we're supposed to do the same things?
Yeah.
Somebody make it make sense.
Yeah, you're like, that just that math does not math.
It's never math to me. I'm like, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah. Which I feel like is the thing that I feel like people like you and I have this feeling where it's like, it feels like a too small coat. It's like, if I have to exist that way, I can't. Like that just simply, and I think some people pull like the eject button of like, I've got to get out in a lot of different ways.
Yes.
And sometimes it's like, I'm just getting out of that pattern.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, now, like you said, I'm going to create the opportunity for myself, or I'm going to not do it that way, but I'm happy to magnetize the opportunity to me, right? Like whatever it is, but it's like, even just saying like, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me to just like follow. And I even somewhere on my website, I say this, but it's like, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Because like, it's not my job to tell you what your career or your life or success for you looks like, but I am going to help you tap into what feels true and what you actually want and help design and move you towards that we can do all day long.
Right.
But like, no one's supposed to tell you what success looks like except for you.
Correct. Like the last time I checked, nobody on this earth did life before me.
Right. And it's like a lot of the people telling us how to do it, I don't know if I would want their life.
Period. Okay? Because there are a lot of people I look at like, you're trying to give me advice, but baby, I don't want not a piece of your life.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so then what?
Right. So let me make it up. Because also, if you really look at it, everything else is made up.
Everything.
So why can't I make up what, or not even make it up, just sit and listen to like, oh no, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And let's be very clear. I'm not saying it's easy.
No. And that's a skill too. Just listening. And even it's like, I like to think, it's like a lot of times we think that the fixed way, it's like there's, like I was saying, like the all or nothing. It's like this or that, right? Like one way. But the most truthful thing of the universe is actually possibility. It's like there is not one way. There's not 10 ways. There's not 100 ways. There's not like there are as many stars as there are in the sky, ways that you could define success.
Yes.
And in a lot of ways, that's scary because it means like, well, then
it's a little overwhelming, actually.
right?
For me.
Like, there's
like,
not actually a set path that I have to take.
Uh-huh.
But it's also like anything could be tweaked to be what you want, right? Like some people want kids, some people want to be married, some people want to make money with their art, some people don't, some people just want to do it for fun a few times a year, right? It's like whatever it is that you choose, it's like the biggest revolution, I think, is basically saying like, and I'm right.
Period.
This is what I want.
Right. Period. That's it.
Yeah.
This is what I want, and I'm right.
And I'm right. And I'm not crazy for wanting what I want, even if I don't have any examples that show me this is possible. If it's on my heart, it's possible, or I wouldn't even have, like, there's this idea in quantum physics. I was just on a workshop the other day, and they were talking about it. They're like, if it even exists in your consciousness as an option, it's already possible for you. So like stop denying, and that's quantum physics, not just like spirituality of like, you could have whatever you want, which I also believe that, but it's like, in quantum physics, they're like, if you can think it, it already exists.
It's already, it's
a possibility.
It's possible.
So like, why not? If you want it, then go for it.
Go for it. Right. Because everything that we have, it was somebody's idea, then they made it concrete.
That's right.
Like the computers we were recording off of was somebody's idea. And they were like, you know what? We could make this device thing that does this. And I'm sure people were like, you're crazy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I just found a voice recorder that I used in grad school, which would have been 2005, which I'm like, I can't even plug into anything now.
I had one of those. Yep, I have. I don't even know how to use my, I don't even.
But I'm like, I can't get it into anything. But I'm like, that became the voice memo on the phone now that now everybody has. That used to be like a couple $100 expensive, like, and now it's like, oh, they just give that to everyone. Because it's like, now it's commonplace. Yeah, it's the truth of any idea. Yeah. Everything we're living was once someone's idea. I love that you said that.
Yes. Yeah. No, it was. And I've been sitting in that for a while when it's like, but you can do it. Like all of the things you have around me was somebody's idea at some point. So why can't your ideas come to life? Right? Like, why can't you, like you said, quantum, it's here. You thought about it already.
Yep.
So it's quite possible.
Yeah. And in the like embodiment world too, it's like there's something in your body and in your nervous system that might protect you from the reality of what you actually are envisioning. And so then that's just something to tend to. Like that's what I mean when I say it's like we come back to that central piece, because it's like, so if there's it's like you have a vision and something keeps stopping you from having it. It's like there's something in your lived experience that says it's not safe to move towards what you so desire. But that doesn't make it unsafe. It just means there's something in our bodies that we have to tend to understand, to create safety, to make it possible to go for the things that feel new and exciting and that we know we want, but we actually also have to create the stable ground in this unstable world.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. My therapist says that to me. She was just like, tell yourself you're safe.
Yeah.
Tell yourself you're safe, because your body is trying to protect you.
Totally.
You say, thank you, body. Thank you for trying to protect me, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm safe.
Yeah. You're doing a good job, and I am okay.
I am okay. Right?
Yeah.
Because that thing will come up. You're just like, oh, I'm okay. I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Like, body, you are doing what you need to do. And I say, thank you. I appreciate you.
Yes.
But I'm okay.
Yeah. And sometimes that even just being like, thank you is such a missing link. Sometimes we're like, I'm okay. Why am I worried I'm not okay? It's like, no. Your body's trying to keep you safe. Like just even acknowledging like, okay, I see what you're doing. Yeah. That was cool. Good job.
Yes.
And also we're good.
Yeah, exactly. Precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely. Yes.
So cool.
Yes. Oh, Molly, thank you so much for sharing.
Yes. Thank you for having me on. It's been such a delight. I'm like, I want to be friends. I love chatting with you.
Let's do it. I love chatting with you too. We're gonna exchange some more information after this. So
yes, for sure.
Yes, we will. So the last thing I wanted to ask you was just like, what would be your words of wisdom, your nugget of advice, just to like I'm gonna leave this with y'all today.
I would say the number one probably belief I have, an idea that I end up coaching with people on is like, you are not broken. And you have all the information and all the possibility inside of you right now, that is so much more about unlearning than needing to like take a million courses and like get all the knowledge and all this stuff. It's like, especially for creatives, there's a certain amount of skill, of course, in anything that you're doing.
Yes.
But more often than not, it's like unlearning the things that have told us that we're broken and we need to just become something else to be able to succeed. It's like you have everything you need right now. And the only thing that we could use more of is just belief and trust in ourselves.
Yeah. Oh, yay. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So let the folks know where they can find you out here on the interwebs.
Yes. So you can find me on Instagram at Expressed Life, Expressed ED Life. Also expresslife.com is my website. But I have this little offering that's the overthinking reset, and it's how to get out of your head and start creating in 10 minutes or less. It's just a little practice that drops you into your body, connects with what's true, and also gets rid of all the like excess noise and gets people into the zone of doing what they want to do. If you are so interested, you can just link to that, or you can click on that below. And
love that. Thank you so much. Yes, y'all, I will drop links to everything in the show notes, so that is easily clickable. You don't got to go searching nowhere. I like to make it easy. And Molly, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me, and that I acknowledge you, I celebrate you, and I uplift you.
Thank you so much. It's been so meaningful to share this time together, and I see you.
Yes.
And I'm very grateful for all that you do and all that you share with this podcast and with your work. You are a true gift.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. This show is hosted and produced by me, Ayana Major Bay. Theme song lyrics written by Ayana Major Bay and Melissa Victor. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this show with your friends. Links to the newsletter, merch, and Instagram are in the show notes. Talk to you soon. We Audition is the video chat community where actors can audition, self-tape, rehearse, and get expert industry advice. Get instant self-tape readers through video chat, browse through the dedicated actor meditations, podcasts, and books, meet casting directors in the virtual green rooms, and also make money by becoming a reader for other actors. If you join We Audition and use code PIVOT, you will receive a 25% discount on your membership. Link in the show notes.